Hello everyone, welcome to Educare 247. You must be seriously preparing for SEBI Grade A 2020-21. That's why you are watching this video. We are going to discuss last 15 days revision plan for upcoming examination. And this plan will be focused on phase 1. This is going to be very informative video and it will help you to prepare well in last 15 days. This is the phase 1 exam pattern for SEBI Grade A. Total 100 minutes exam will be there and total marks will be 200. So in paper 1, total 80 questions will be there. 25 questions each from English, reasoning, general awareness and quantitative aptitude. And total marks for this section is 100. And the cutoff for this section is 30%. SEBI has released the kind of questions they are going to ask. So it will be mostly easy to moderate level question. Maybe some difficult level questions will be there, but largely question will be from easy to moderate. So you have to practice these things and you have to keep in mind this is only qualifying in nature. So you don't have to put more time in this section. It's just you have to know the basic formula, basic vocabulary you have to know, so you can solve these questions. General awareness you have to read, last 3-4 months current affairs you have to read, quant questions you have to practice. But paper 2 is very important because that very same paper 2 will be there in phase 2. So here total question will be 50, total time will be 40 minutes and total marks is 100. And we have to prepare these things from these 6 sections: finance, costing, management, economics, companies act, commerce and accountancy. Now here the cutoff marks is 40. But this is not only about the cutoff marks, because that very same section is going to come in phase 2. So this section you have to prepare in little detail, because between phase 1 and phase 2 there are only 40 days left. So at least you prepare basic things. Don't go into much detail, but basic overview about these subjects will be helpful to clear phase 1, and then you can prepare for phase 2. And overall cutoff is 40%. So either you have to get more marks in paper 1 or paper 2 according to your level of preparation. So accordingly you can plan your preparation. Later part will discuss which topic you have to focus more. Educare 247 has launched test series for SEBI Grade A and MCQ course for paper 2 of SEBI Grade A. In our test series, you will get total 5 tests and each test will have 50 questions according to the new pattern. And the fee for this test series is 2,999. If you want to subscribe to this test series, you can go through the link given in the comment section. You may not find the link for this test series on our website, but you can go through the link given in the comment section and you can subscribe to this test series. In our MCQ course, we have covered topic-wise MCQs and we have covered mixed MCQs also. You will get total 4,000 to 5,000 MCQs. You can revise all your concepts with the help of MCQs. So this course will help you in the last 15 days of your preparation. SEBI has released the information handout for phase 1 examination and they have given some sample questions also. These questions will help you to understand what kind of questions will be asked. If you will see the question number 1, it is about Tarapore atomic power plant. So basically atomic power plant has been asked where it is located. So important dams, important power plant, important places that can be asked in your examination. The second question is about total number of commercial banks that is nationalized. So basically 20 is the answer, but what it shows the questions related to basic economy and basic finance will be asked. Then award related question has been asked, question related to Oscar award. So basically award related questions, summit related questions, important date related question, important event related questions will be asked. And the other question is about which of the following financial institution has introduced know your customer guidelines for the bank. So that is RBI. Whatever guidelines is issued for any banks, and that is mostly by RBI. So that is also again basic finance and economic question. So in last 50 days you have to focus on these topics. You don't have to read all genealogy, you don't have to read huge book like Manorama yearbook or Lucent. You just have to focus on selected topics so that you can clear the cutoff or you can score well. If you will see the English language, they have mentioned that you will be judged how well you know English, and they will ask questions on grammar, vocabulary, synonyms, antonyms, sentence completion, comprehension of passage. So that is basically standard English test they are going to conduct for the SEBI aspirant. You have to prepare accordingly. Word meaning and synonyms, phrases, these are a very important thing because you can solve these questions easily. Error detection and all, if you have not prepared so far, you can ignore that, because if you know the basic English, then you can solve these kind of questions. So this should be your preparation strategy for English in last 15 days. Now quantitative aptitude. In quantitative aptitude, basically they will ask number computation, quantitative reasoning, interpretation of table and graph. So one DI question will be there, questions related to profit and loss, question related to percentage, question related to ratio analysis. These things will be asked, and these are very basic standard quant test. So if you have not prepared in detail, you can just go through these important topics so that you can score well. You should focus on your calculation, you should focus on percentage, so that you can solve the questions related to ratio analysis or profit and loss. So this should be your preparation strategy. I will advise go through some formula and practice some questions so that you can solve the questions easily. Now come to the reasoning part. In reasoning, they have given question to alphabetical reasoning, alphabetical logic, and they have given one passage, and with the help of that passage, you have to solve 3 questions. So this is standard reasoning practice question. You can solve some passage based question, you can solve direction sense, you can solve blood relation kind of thing, you can solve alphabetical reasoning, numerical reasoning. So these kind of questions are expected in your exam, and this paper is also not going to be very difficult paper. And again, this is qualifying in nature, so you have to score minimum so that you can clear the cutoff. For paper 2, SEBI has given only 2-3 representative questions. From these questions, you cannot guess which topic is more important, but nature of question you can guess. So what we have understood, SEBI is going to ask easy questions, easy to moderate questions they are going to ask. 1 or 2 or 3-4 difficult questions can be there out of 50, but most of the question will be from easy to moderate level. From our understanding, we have come up with the topic which will be more useful. In last 15 days, you should revise those topics. So under commerce and accounting, you have to revise accounting standard. That is important. Cash flow statement, fund flow statement, financial statement analysis, ratio analysis. This is very important topic. I am not saying you have to go into the detail, but basic understanding about these topics, basic concepts related to these topics will be helpful. Again, accounting for share capital transaction like bonus share and right shares, those concepts you need to know how it works, what are the section for these things in the companies that you have to know, ESOPs you have to know, buyback of securities you have to know. So these are the important topics you have to know. This topic, preparation and presentation of company final accounts, this is not very important, but at least you should know what is liability and what is asset, which things come under the liability, which things come under the asset. So that basic understanding you should have. Accounting as a financial information system, you can ignore this topic in last 15 days if you have not read till now, so that is not very important. But accounting standard, different ratios, cash flow, fund flow statement, these are important topics. Accordingly, you can plan your preparation. These are some sample questions from the topic of accounting and commerce. The accounting standards in India are issued by. So this is easy question. It is issued by Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Accounting standard 10, fixed assets, does not deal with which of the following. So basically it doesn't deal with expenditure on real estate development. So that is there. Which of the following ratio gives you information about short-term debt of the company? So that is liquidity ratio. Similarly, long-term debt can be asked. So these kind of basic questions will be asked. The fourth question is, dividend paid by trading company is classified under which kind of activity while preparation of cash flow statement? So that is a standard question from the cash flow statement. It comes under financing activity. So accordingly you have to prepare. You have to prepare for operating activities. You have to know which kind of activities come in investing activities. So these things you have to prepare from commerce and accountancy. Now comes to economics. Under economics, you have to read about demand and supply, market structure, inflation, Philip curve, business cycle. Inflation is very important topic. What is stagflation? What is hyperinflation? Those things you need to know because this topic is in news very much. Market structure you have to know. National income, how you measure GDP, what components come under GNP, GDP, NNP. These things you have to know. Forex is also very important. Balance of payment is important. Monetary and fiscal policy is very important. NBFCs are important. Lots of NBFCs are in the news these days. So you have to know demand and supply for money. You have to know. If you have not prepared these topics, that is in the black box, like classical and Keynesian approach, determination of output and employment, consumption, function, investment, you can leave these topics, because in 15 days I will advise you should not go into the complication of the topic, because these are very technical topic. You can leave this topic, you can focus on simple topics, so that you can score more. In finance, you have to know role and the function of regulatory bodies in financial sector. Primary and secondary market is very important, like forex, money, bond, equity. Functions, different financial instruments, what are the recent developments of the financial instruments and financial market, that all you have to know. Basics of derivatives like forward, future, swap, you have to know. Recent development in the financial sector, you have to know. Financial inclusion, use of technology, you have to know. Alternate source of finance, private and social cost benefit, public private partnership, direct and indirect taxes, non-tax sources of revenue, GST you have to know, finance commission you have to know, fiscal policy, FRBM Act you have to know. So these are the important thing you have to know. Again, inflation was in economics also, but here you have to know CPI, WPI, that is very important and that is very much in the news. So you can revise these topics. Questions are expected from these topics. Under management, general management theory is there. You have to go through those theories. Under leadership, you have to go through kind of leadership, different theory related to leadership. That is very important, because questions related to theory of leadership has been asked in many examinations. So here it is also expected. Motivation theory is also very important. Human resource development is important. Communication is not very important thing. Even if questions related to communication will be asked, you can solve those questions with the help of common sense. So for the time being, you can ignore communication, but you should revise leadership, you should revise general management theory, motivation. So these are the important topics under management. Now comes to costing. Under costing, you have to know about overview of cost and management accounting, introduction to cost and management accounting. What is the objective and scope of cost and management accounting? That is very important thing. You must know about these things. Method of costing, like single output, unit costing, job costing, batch costing, contract costing, process operation costing, costing of service sectors. So this is also very important. In examination it can be asked what is the difference, I mean not directly difference, but they will give you the options, which of the following is the method of costing, and they can give you standard costing, marginal costing, and they can pick option from here. So this kind of question is expected. Under lean system and innovation, there are some important topic like Six Sigma, 5S, Kaizen. So these things you have to know. GIT is also important. So these are the important things you have to know, and questions are expected from these topics. Six Sigma is very important. Kaizen, 5S, these are important topics. The last topic of paper 2 is Companies Act. SEBI has given certain topics, certain chapters. From there they are going to ask question, and those are chapter 3, 4, 8, 10, 11, 12 and 27. So you can go through these topics, you can go through important section of these topics, but I will advise you should go chapter 1 and chapter 2 also, because those are very important things. I have given one representative questions. Global depository receipts have been mentioned in which of the following section of the Companies Act? So that is section 41. So these kind of questions are expected in your upcoming examination. Hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed the video, like, share and comment and subscribe to Educare 247. Thank you and happy learning.